is that when we decided to reduce our carbon footprint, and we, I think in management we hit upon this almost as an epiphany. Well, we have to do this. We're in a situation where we're providing unique experiences for people, and those will be well appreciated, and we can look at the impact that those people will take to the rest of the world when they're exposed to a place as isolated as the Great Bear Rainforest. And to give you an idea, we are on an island. We float near an island that it's 60 miles long and 20 miles wide, and does not have one human inhabitant. And in the area around us, which is the size of the state of New Jersey, there are less than 3,000 people who live there. So we're in a fairly isolated area. And I think that when we talk about the initiatives we would take to not only reduce carbon, but also to conserve a lot of what we were doing, and some of them were fairly common at the time, replacing light bulbs and what have you. It was something that I remember taking to our staff and announcing it, and the reaction from the staff was, I think, immediate, and it was, how did it take you so long to get here? And it was impressive to know that our staff was already there, that they had, and indeed they had provided many of the ideas of how this would occur. So I can't answer the questions on technology for you, but I can say that the driving force with a lot of this, if it can be technology, I say that's great. But more and more, I think it does have to be the conscious level of people who are operating in any environment they're in that recognize their impact.
Steve, I was just asking what the future of the green hotels is.
Right, and I heard I left at just the right
time. They're not getting out of it.
Okay, so what's the question again?
What do you see coming? I mean, what would you sort of forecast the green hotel looking like in the future? How would it operate?
Before I answer your question, I just want to thank the judges that are here for voting for Kimpton Hotels. We get a lot of recognition for having done what we've done, and I got to tell you, I think this is without a doubt the best and most prestigious and most important recognition that we've received. And it isn't, I wanted you to know, it isn't like it's just a plaque that goes up at headquarters because of how we're structured with our employees. This is something that we celebrate with all of our employees around the country, so I can't wait till we have our next company-wide champion call to share this with the group. But I'm grateful for the recognition, and I'm grateful to be here as part of this group. Thank you. I think these days, it's kind of the hotel of the future. This is almost like if you're not on this program or you're not doing something active like a lot of us are, you're more noted for what you're not doing or that you're not part of the program than if you are. I've definitely seen that tipping point in the types of interviews that I've given over the past 6 or 7 years. At first, everybody wanted to know, what are we doing and where's it going and how are you doing it and how are you measuring your footprint and what are your behaviors and your practices and how are you influencing your vendors and all of that. And now I probably do a lot less interviews, and when I am called, it's really, we're trying to show what a company can do relative to all the companies that are not doing anything. There seems to clearly have been a tipping point to where the things that probably all of us do in our own way should kind of just be how we conduct our business on an ongoing basis. It's not a, it's not a program. It's not a marketing program. It's not something that's here today and gone tomorrow. Hopefully, as companies amp up their sustainability efforts, it just becomes common everyday practice. So I don't know that anything revolutionary is going to happen to the hotels.
But is that the future, seeing that this becomes common?
I think so. The footprint that a hotel, restaurant, asset has is massive. The negative impact that a hotel has and restaurant on the planet, you think about all the services that go on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just the power that gets pulled out of one of these buildings, it's massive. And so we're a huge user of the planet's resources, and I think it's incumbent on our industry to be aware of that and do everything that we possibly can. There's still some things, and one of the things that we do is We have 55 hotels, probably 45 of them are old buildings, not old hotels, and we do a little bit of new construction. But what we look for is an old dead building. Could be a warehouse, it could be a department store, it could be our Monaco Hotel in Washington, D.C., the 10th oldest building in the country, the Del Monte Warehouse in San Francisco. And what we do is we take these old buildings and we strip them down as best we can, adhere to the historic building guidelines, and then we bring it back and we give it a really cool contemporary look, maintain the inherent value of the building, pay a lot of taxes, employ a lot of people, and do something good for the planet. I think if more and more folks in our business could buy up old buildings and do adaptive reuse versus new construction, that would be a huge effort industry-wide. That the money is there to do, and/or to pursue kind of LEED certification at some level, and/or to revisit existing building EBLC or existing building LEED certification to create some greater awareness there. I think all that's coming. I think there's smart people running the hotels and the community that I'm a part of, and I think that's coming.
But if you are building new, as San Francisco's new terminal, what,
Well, that's in disguise, because that's actually the original terminal.
Yeah,
Is
that
it
building
brand-
goes way
We
back.
saved a
Yeah.
few hundred tons of carbon because we kept the
Yeah.
the original terminal. So that's good that you did that. That it's
Disguised
successful.
well.
It's an old building disguised as a new one.
You guys did an awesome job
We
on
did,
that building.
and we also did work with you in Philadelphia.
We work with you guys, yes. And we're together on we're building our second LEED certified hotel in Philadelphia, which is trying to be the greenest city in America,
And
right?
we strongly share the philosophy of adaptive reuse. I think
Right.
that's a commonality that both of our companies have.
Right.
but I know that the San Francisco terminal has a lot of interesting new technology. What are some of those things you think they could be adapted for hotels?
Well, I think it's very well connected because it's connected to mass transportation. So once you connect, unlike we have in New York, we struggle so long with our airports being connected to mass transportation. That's an incredibly important part of massive amounts of people logistically moving to places on single source systems. So that's one big thing. I think we often, I'm not a technology expert, so I can probably go through a laundry list of what we do in terms of saving carbon footprint, reusing water and waste. But the larger things are the more impactful things. So starting with the adaptive reuse, which I think is a lifestyle issue in every aspect, whether it's a hotel or an airport or a corporate headquarters, I think, or urban decay, which we see in Detroit and Cleveland, all these downtown cities. So adaptive reuse is sort of the largest platform I think we all share in terms of the biggest movement you can make, biggest sustainable movement, and it's also so healthy for everything in terms of culture because old buildings have great histories. When old buildings are brought back to life, you don't have to create new history. You just have to 1 + 1 = 2. So you just add on to great history. So there's a story embedded in it already. And I think hotels and airports and travel and leisure. I'm more in the corporate side, but they're all about telling stories. People like to tell stories, and you want to feel like you've been part of the story. And I think when people travel, they want to feel a storyline. And I think adaptive reuse is a great way to platform the storyline at the very beginning. So that's one aspect. I think the other thing with sort of San Francisco Airport is, its connectivity to the city, so it moves massive amounts of people on single systems. It is an airport that pretends not to be an airport. I've jokingly said it's a certified museum, but it is. And airports are wonderful destinations, like the Amsterdam airport. I know Lufthansa has world-class service. You guys are leading. I do a lot of work for British Airways, so I'm sorry for even mentioning them. But we look to you guys because of the airport experience you provide your first-class customers and your business class is world-renowned. So I think creating strong experiences